Alright guys, we're back. And this is going to be a nice long video. We had a couple of them a little while back. We're going to have one today. That'll make somebody in the comments very happy, since every video gets complained that it's too short. I know a lot of you like the shorter videos, so I try to keep a lot of them a little bit more short and concise. But this is going to be a huge undertaking, so this one's going to be a little bit longer. Today we're going to change over this processing area. So right now we have Ore Crusher 1 on everything, and we're going to go ahead and take out the 4 Givotite. We're going to start off with the Givotite, and we're going to change those over to Mark II crushers. And the amount of Givotite we have coming in right now means we're not going to need all 4 Mark II crushers. We barely needed probably 3 of the ones we had. So we're going to use 2 of them. But we need to look at... what the heck am I doing? We need to look at iron ore. So iron ore currently comes from our crushed, that is then sorted and gives us our iron copper. But what we're going to be doing today is setting up the crushed with purified water, which is in a flotation cell, which is going to give us Sapparite chunks, blue geodes, which we don't really care about at the moment, and sulfuric wastewater, which we absolutely need lots of for sulfur. So that's what we're going to be setting up. So we still need to crush it. The only thing we can do with the Sapparite ore is either run it through the crusher or do it by hand. So that part is not going to change. And then, like I said, the next step is going to be running it through the flotation. There we go. Just like that. And then this will go through the ore sorter. And now we're not only going to get iron and copper out of it, but we're also going to get silicon and nickel. Silicon not as important at the moment, but will be when we get to more advanced circuits. But the nickel is the big thing because we're running out of rubitite down there. We could go find another vein of it, but this will give us a little bit extra to get us going along with it. And you'll notice that it's 2 crushed to 2 chunks, where the other way, when I managed to find this here, is 4. Daggone it. Okay, so 4 of these are going to give us 2 iron, 1 copper, and a slag, but nobody cares. So 4 crushed to 2 iron. That way, this is going to be 2 crushed to 2 chunks, and then that needs 6 chunks to give us our 2 iron. So we're going to have to do 3 of this process to get the 2 iron that we were getting before, when we were just doing 4 of them for 2 iron. So it is going to cost us, we're not going to have as much iron out of the ore, but we're going to get more byproducts out of the ore. It kind of sucks, to be honest, that we lose some of the iron. It would be nicer if it was more of the GregTech way, where you put the more work into it, you get the same base amount stuff out, or you even get an extra little bit of the base stuff out and byproducts. But I understand why they do it this way. In the GregTech way, you're kind of trying to... There's a waste element in there that if you're not processing it the whole way, you're wasting it. Where in this way, there is no waste. You're getting everything out of it, but your iron ore and your copper ore is not pure iron ore or copper ore. It still has that little bit of nickel and other stuff, silicon mixed in there somewhere. You're just not quite getting it all out of there, is the way I look at it. So, but we've got tons of stuff to give us iron. It's not really a big deal. We're not really hurting for iron. We're doing pretty decent with it. To be honest, if we really were wanting iron, we would do this a completely different way. But if we set up all of the different ways that we can get iron, it isn't going to be that bad. Because if you look at iron, again, we get it from the Sapparite. We could literally do this mineral catalyst with the Sapparite and the Givotite and just get 4 iron out of it. No copper, no nickel, no silicon, nothing. Just flat mix the two together, get iron ore. Don't give a shit about the other byproducts. But I'm more of a GregTech person. I like the byproducts. We also have the washing stuff that we're doing down yonder that we're not even using right now. That iron is just sitting there. It's probably going to be used for the metal catalyst, to be honest. We also have the sludge way. And then we also have, if we wanted to, we could do the antitite and adamantite with this crushed ferrous mixture, which is mixing sapphirite, givotite, and rubitite together to get that stuff. That would give us 9 iron as well. We can also start crushing up and processing adamantite, which would give us iron and tin. We can do the metagalena, or garnierite, which we have not too far away. That's going to give us manganese and iron. We have the Nova stuff, which is, I don't think I've actually found that yet. But we can do that, which is 2 iron and silicon. We can do Titanic, which is iron and nickel. That one looks really good. I don't think I found that yet either. The Givotite that we're already doing. The Stearite, again, still gives us 1, which we're not even running that right now because we're out of it. Cortinium will give us 1 as well. It's like to me, it's like the Givotite of copper for Stearite, where Stearite is the same as Sapphirite, just opposite. This is kind of the same thing. If that makes any sense. And then that's that ferrous mixture that I showed we could make earlier. We could do this way if we wanted manganese from it. That's the same thing that we're doing currently. And then when we actually get to this, where we're going to be doing the ore refining, we will actually get 3 iron out. But this is this is sulfuric processing with leaching plants, which we can't currently do. This science is in the blue, so we're not going to be able to do that. But we're going to be losing a little iron right now, but it'll be okay. Basically what I'm trying to say. All right, so we have our Givotite coming in here and our Sapphirite coming in here. I think we're going to split this to where they're both coming in together. I'm trying to decide exactly how I want to do this at the moment. Give me a second. Let me work this out, and I'll show you what I ended up coming up with. Okay, I think I finally got this worked out in my head a bit. So the ore crusher, which we're going to be doing Sapparite, is going to take 1 second crafting time to crush our ore. And the flotation cells are going to take 2 second crafting time. And then this is going to take 1 second again. So we also, by the way, upgraded the ore sorting facility to number 2s. I went ahead and made the flotation cells. I made 6 of them. All right, our basic reach is done. I did that because I wanted to show you guys the next thing we're doing. We have coal processing 3 that we can now do, which is giving us, if we put coke, sodium hydroxide, and nitrogen together, we're going to get out carbon, sodium hydroxide, and water. Not that we need the water, that's going to be kind of a byproduct. The sodium carbonate, I do believe we are going to need. I need to look into that one. And nitrogen we haven't made yet. But the other thing is we have advanced bronze, which will allow us to put a little bit of nickel in with our tin, and that will give us our bronze, though that's not going to be that great for us currently because we're short on nickel as it is. But we do have the ability to now make gunmetal, which is going to be copper, tin, and zinc. We got to process the zinc yet. We haven't got that set up yet. And we also have Invar, which is steel and nickel. So I'm going to get those started in the next little bit. But we also want to get our powder thing started here. This is going to be past ore processing and starting on metal processing. And this will be for unlocking our ability to make aluminum and magnesium and depleted uranium eventually, along with some other stuff. But we're going to go ahead and get that done. And then we also have our silver and our manganese and our silicon. So I'm going to start working on those things, along with getting our powder refining and our specialized hydro stuff taken care of. Okay, I think I've ran my yapper long enough. Let's start setting these up and see exactly how it's going to work. So we have 2 lines coming down here. And I think what we're going to go ahead and do is just run each one, if I did this correctly. We're going to run each one down to its own crusher. And by doing that, we'll be able to use these to input, and we won't have to split them. We can get rid of that later. And we're going to go ahead and throw our big and medium poles down here so we can access them quicker. So we're going to get rid of that very, very soon. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and actually, let's do that. And then we should be able to pop. Let's do, actually, that. And then this one is going to have to go there. And we're going to get rid of all of those and run this straight down that line. But for right now, that'll do what we need to do, which is get us a line into here. So now we can run that there, which will start these running. And to make sure that we don't have any issues, we're going to have both of them output into their own splitter. And we're going to have this do that, and then that. And then we can run this down once we get rid of that stone. We can do the same thing on this side. And then we're going to do this down across there. And then we can put these two together. And we can run that over to the stone area. And we can just do that. And then we can do this as far out as we feel we need to. And then we're going to have a water line, which has to be purified water. It's going to be running right through here. And we'll probably connect it like down that way. So then we're going to have to run our line here, which we're going to do. I'm hoping this is going to work correctly. We're going to run 3 of them off of 1. So we're going to do a splitter like that. And then we're going to run this one like this. So it can split to both sides. And then we can put one here, there and there, and there and there. And now that'll allow this one to take from both sides. Those two, obviously, from that one. And these two from that one. And hopefully that'll work well. And we can put these in right here. That'll take care of filling them with their ore. And then I'm honestly just going to copy all of this. And we're going to paste it right there. And then we can do that exact same thing right down here, and I won't have to think about it while I place it. And then we will take this one, run it down, connect it there. Did I actually miss? I guess I did. There. And now we just got to worry about this connecting with that. But this is going to be moved, so it's not a big deal. We're actually going to do that just to make sure it doesn't mix. And now on the other side, we're going to have our sulfuric wastewater coming out here, which will be running exactly like the purified water out the bottom. And connect all of those up. And now this is going to put out the chunk and the geode. So we're going to have to deal with that. Shouldn't have an issue with how much it puts out. It's only a couple things. So we can do it like that. And then each one of these, honestly, I can just do it like that. And then we can have this do the blue geode. And we can put the blue geode out the top of each one of these. We'll just do this. So then our stuff that we need to run into the ore sorter will be on that line. The geode we're going to set to go out that way, which we're not going to get that many of them, so for right now we're just going to do this. And that'll run all of those right on out into that mess. I think we can actually go in the side of this one. And then we just need to do this across for each one of these. Alright, and we're going to be doing one of these ore facility 2s for 2 of these, I think. I'm not quite positive, but I think that's how we're going to do it. And because of how big they are, we should be able to do it just like this. So if we set this one up right there, that'll give us a little bit of room on the inside. We can just have both of them feed in like that. And before we go any further, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch, these are not doing anything, so let's grab them. And let's upgrade those to number 2s. Then I'm not having to make all new ones like I did for the last one. Alright, that powder thing is done. Let's go ahead and get the manganese started. Now we can put this one in, which will go there. We're going to need 2 of those. Like that for the last one, which will be right there. We can copy these over like that. And we'll go ahead and put one of these on each. Kind of confused why that one's not reaching. Should be the same amount of spacing. Oh, I bet you I put that one. Yeah, it's going to connect to one or the other. Alright, well we can fix that by taking this one and just moving it up. No, we can't even do that. Alright, we'll just move that down one. And as stupid as it looks, we'll just throw one of them in there. Then we can do that. That'll get our power over there. So once we get our water coming in, we're also going to get a silo made. And we're going to throw that right there for now. We're actually going to move that down one just so I don't have to put in its own pole. And that'll be for the blue. Alright, so that should be the way we're going to do this. I need to run the crushed off to its silo, and I need to get the purified water in here. The sulfuric wastewater ran out, and then we need to do the sorting on the back side here, which that is the wrong one. We need the Sapparite chunk one. Alright, so we're going to have these output basically at the top of each one of these. And just trying to decide if I want to put these together and separate them, or if I want to separate them at each one just to make sure we have enough speed. And I'm thinking I want to separate it at each one. So we're going to have slag, iron, copper, silicon, and nickel. So we're going to need that one, that one, that one, and that one coming out of each one of these. So we can set this one for the slag to come out. We can set this one for the iron, and then this one for the copper. So the slag will come out this bottom, the iron will come out this one, the copper will go out that one, and then the last two will go out this one, which will be the nickel and the silicon. And I seriously think this is not going to run fast enough that I need to do this like this. I do believe I can do this. Let's just copy these. And we're going to have, I think we're going to put this right down here. And then we can do let me think a second here. Because it's kind of weird balancing them out with 3 of them. But I do believe we should be fine if we run these 2 together. And then this one like that. for the moment. And then we'll just wipe that out. We'll put it right there. And then we can run both of them in there like that. Put all these in place. And that should work, honestly. And now for this one, we can just do small poles, and that'll be just fine. All right, so I think that's the way we're going to go for this. And then we're going to go ahead and make warehouses just in case. Having second thoughts. Hold on. I don't think we're going to have that much ore sitting around. So we're going to do silos instead. And then we're going to set up these right across here, which I'm going to leave a gap in between. Screw it, I'm making one more just because it helps me set up the gap I want. That'll give me plenty of room because we're going to be doing the Givotite in a minute, which is going to be very similar. And that'll go over to the other one. So I think that'll work. And then we just need to put one of these on each one of these to input into its respective silo. And we're going to run this across here to do so. And we're actually going to use a large one to get it there. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to get all this stuff ran, and I'll be right back with you. All right, so I did a bit of cleanup, and I got everything running. I've got the crushed stone going that way. These are coming down and into here. We do have an issue with the geodes right here because this does not work the way I thought it would. But for some reason I have it set up backwards on that first one anyways. So let's fix that. We still have the issue with the sulfuric wastewater. Because I don't have that ran, we're going to deal with that in the next video. Because I need to show you guys what I forgot that we needed to deal with and get it dealt with. But other than that, I do believe we have everything set up and running properly. We've got the ores coming down here. We got our iron ore, our copper ore, our silicon, and our nickel. We have the slag running over here, which now does not need that in there. And I do believe this is our iron and copper line, which we got to get set back up soon. I took all of this out of here. We can also get rid of these, which you'll notice my inventory is jacked up full of crap, which means that I can't pick up something. I've got gibitite in here, I got copper in here, I got crushed stone in here. I gotta get all of this crap out of my inventory. I'm not gonna leave the crushed stone. If I need any stone, I'll get regular stone for that. I did go ahead and run a main line through here that runs straight from here up and all the way over there. I can now take all of this out of here. And all of that is still going to be running because they didn't need those. Does still need that though. Which, let's see if we can... There we go. That looks a little bit better. Alright, so we got all of that cleaned out of there. Might still change this over a little bit, but we'll decide on that in a bit. I now need to basically copy this entire thing over and move the gibitite up and have it come in right here in the next one, because we're just going to extend these down if we need to. We can always move the silos if we need to do that. That's not a big deal. I haven't quite decided how many of these flotation cells I'm going to be using. I need to get it properly running, but this is just a basic setup for the moment. I've been running all these things I told you I needed to get ran. So that's going to be it for this one. I've got it, the basics of it set up. I'm probably not going to show setting up each different one because they're all pretty much the same. The only difference is going to be the color of the geode that comes out for most of the ores. Now there is going to be at least one specific one that we will show setting up because it's going to be different. We'll get to that when we get to it. But I'm going to go ahead and set up the gibitite, which will be an exact copy of this. Let's look at the recipe real quick. Where is gibitite? Okay, so it's going to put out... Okay, this is going to be one of the different ones. I didn't realize this one. This one's going to put out fluoric wastewater, purple geode, and then it's going to do aluminum and zinc. So we're going to have to put in a silo for those two down here. But we're going to have to deal with what we're going to do with this fluoric wastewater, which apparently is the same thing as the sulfuric, except it's going to give us fluorite ore. So never mind. I will get the basics of it set up, and then we'll deal with that in a future one. Right now, I'm going to get things ready for the next one because we need to deal with this sulfuric wastewater. So I will see you in that next one.